Hello everyone, it is Darkseeker here again. Welcome back for another video. Now before we get to today's deck, I would like you to find yourself a comfortable chair, sit yourself down and stare into the fire. Focus on the flames, watch the flames as they dance and clear your mind of all thoughts. Take a deep breath and forget about everything that troubles you in the Hearthstone world, and forget about everything that troubles you in the real world. Take a moment to pause, and now join me as we enjoy another awesome off-meta deck. So in today's video, I am featuring a new Shudderwock Shaman deck. After all, what else would I be showcasing? You all know me well enough by now. It's been a while though, hasn't it? In fact, it's been a few months since I last published a video. However, fear not, whenever there is an interesting Shudderwock deck to play, I will be there. So this is a deck that I found on Twitter. It's a deck that takes advantage of Prince Renathal. You get 40 cards and you get 40 health. And that is pretty exciting for me. It doesn't seem overpowered, it just seems interesting and hopefully fun. We shall find out shortly. There are lots of Murlocs in this deck, and it goes against the usual logic of what you've seen in the past with Shadowwock Shaman, where you play one copy of Ice Fishing and just two Murlocs, so Flurgle and Toxvin. But some of the Murlocs in this deck are pretty useful with their battle cries. Take for example, Twin Fin Fin Twin. Gosh, that's quite the mouthful. The 3-cost Murloc, it's got Rush, and it copies itself on battle cries. So that is actually pretty great for the Shudderwock. You've got the Warlock Ravager, which is good card draw to find the numerous Murlocs in your deck. And you can play Murlocs for a cheaper mana cost through Scargill. So, is this deck optimal? Who knows? Who cares? For me, it's all about having fun, and this deck really does emphasize the fun factor. And in my mind, that is what Hearthstone should be about, having fun. So, relax, chill out, and get ready to embark on a new adventure as we play Shudderwock Shaman with an army of Murlocs. So we're heading into our first game here against the Paladin, and it's turn 6. Against the Paladin, what do you expect to see on turn 6?
Who am I?
Who am I? None of your business. That's right. This is an incredible blast from the past as we are taking on Secret's Paladin. So I guess I can try to work hard here to trigger the secrets as quickly as possible. And then we can devolve the board if needed. I don't feel massively threatened by that board or those 2 minions. I have a reasonable health total. And I have options in hand. I have Snowfall Guardian, I have the Bird to replay the battle cry, then I have Grumble to return them back to hand. Oh, that's going to be a bit more painful now. Ouch. And ouch. Okay, now I feel a bit more threatened. It's amazing how your health total can just be suddenly depleted at a moment's notice. You think you're safe, and then you're dead. Oh wow, Keeper of Alderman. And Piloted Shredder, wow. That really is a blast from the past. Get down. Okay. Well, I think I need to freeze the board again.
I'm weak once more.
And developing a 7/7, I think is good. Does anyone remember back back in the good old days when Pile to Shredder was considered to be one of the best cards in all of Hearthstone, just for the value, due to the death rattle. I think that was at one point in the Goblins versus Gnomes era, a good number of years ago. Well, to the face we go. And I think freezing the board again would be helpful. Okay, freeze first. And then we draw some Murlocs. So what am I looking for here? Oh, there it is. Flurgle. That's the Murloc that I was looking for. We now have our combo Flurgle and Toxfin. I'm just going to put the Scargill down. Not that I needed to, but why not? Oh, wait a minute. Okay. For a second there I thought I was dead. But no. We're still alive. And we win this game. Wow. Well, that was a really fun blast from the past. Thank you to the Secrets Paladin for bringing back happy memories. Okay, let's look at a full game here against a Warlock. Now you'll have to excuse some of my plays if they're a little bit rusty. It really has been a few months since I've properly engaged with Wild in any meaningful manner. I've been mostly playing Battlegrounds, just because that's been fun to play.
I see you've brought game.
Oh, our opponent is also getting 40 cards and 40 health. So I am just completely out of the loop. I'm unfamiliar with the meta, unfamiliar with the ladder. I have no idea what is going on in Wild. I've not been keeping up on Twitter with the latest happenings. I've not read any of the meta reports, so I have no idea what's going on. And actually approaching the ladder in this way is fun. It's interesting. You know, there's a bit of a mystery to it all. And that is a feeling that I've not had for a long, long time, because previously, if I'm engaging with the ladder, I'm looking for the best Shudderwock decks, or the best decks in general. I'm doing my reading, I'm looking at Twitter, I'm looking at Reddit, social media. I'm looking at the meta reports, and I start to build up a reasonable understanding of what's out there, how to combat the top decks, how to tech against the top decks and the cards that they're playing. But right now, I am just going into this blind, and it's great fun. If you are looking to try to make Hearthstone fun again for you, if you've not played for a while and because you were burned out or you got bored with it or fed up, take a break, come back and just go in blind. And just try to embrace that and see if that is more fun for you. Sometimes doing your research, reading up about things in advance on social media or on forums, that could take some of the fun out of it. Takes away some of that unpredictability. Anyway, I have no idea what my opponent is all about here. What is their end game? What is their win condition? I have no idea. All I know is they had 40 cards, 40 health, and they're doing things to manipulate their health. Okay. Building up a little bit of a board there. Etanus, maybe not. Scargill, not much better. Scargill in this deck lets you go for a big Murloc turn, right? But honestly, at this point, I just need to put something on the board. I would rather they traded into the Scargill here, maybe with the 5 attack, and took that off the board, so that doesn't go face. Even though we're playing 40 cards in this deck, and single copies of some of those cards, this is not a Reno deck, there's no Reno Jackson. So my healing is going to be somewhat limited until I play the Shudderwock to get the armor battle cries back. We have Healing Rain in this deck. Okay, that can be slightly helpful. But with 40 cards, you've got to find it. You've got to draw it. But speaking of finding cards and drawing them, this deck has Hemet in it. Hemet Jungle Hunter. That's the 6 cost minion in the deck. And I guess that can help you get to your Shudderwock a lot quicker if you need it, right? If you're desperate to draw the Shudderwock, Hemet can help you get there. Right. So that's the win condition for our opponents. Put giants on the board. Okay, freeze the board seems sensible. I see you, says Lotheb, okay. And that's it? Sure. Zola, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Now, it has been a while since as I said before, since I've engaged with the ladders, so if my plays are rusty, please forgive me. If my plays are bad, please forgive me. I'm sure I'll get a little bit better as time goes on. But this really is about having fun here, and I am having a lot of fun with this deck. Question is, can our opponents survive? They can. So I can't kill him this turn. But I can freeze the board again. And again. So what do they need here? Twisting Nether? Beyond the giants and the minion presence, what board clears do they play in their deck, if any at all? Plague of Flames? Could that be a thing? If you've got 40 cards to play with, I guess it seems sensible. Oh, another giant. Murloc. Okay. Right, and that should be it. Yep. Well played indeed. Wow. Okay, our next game. We're going up against a big priest. So we're loading up our board here. We're just biding our time. Hopefully Lotheb stops any big spell-based shenanigans. Going face? Yep. That is sensible, I guess. Alright, the bird has just sacrificed itself. There's Hemet. Now I'm looking at all of the cards that I'm about to lose if I were to play Hemet. And now looking at the cards that are going to become more accessible to me after playing Hemet. I.e. the bottom half of my deck. We are now getting closer and closer to the Shudderwock. So we say goodbye to their board. And now we see what other tricks they have up their sleeve, if any at all. I'm staring at the Scargill in my hand here and I'm thinking, what does that do for me? Does that do enough at all to be included in this deck? Oh goodness, Entomb on the Murloc, on the Flurgle. They now have a Flurgle. Doing a lot of damage here. Now, I could return some of these to hand. I think that's helpful. And I think what is critical here is we've got Lotheb. So we are blocking out, hopefully, any big spell-based shenanigans. And why not? Just play the Geppetto. It's a 6/6. Oh, it gives us the Shudderwock. Also very good.
The path is clear for the
Okay, they get a little bit of healing, but it's a very slow play for them. Whereas my previous turn was quite explosive. Part of me just wants to prolong this game. Okay, spells seem sensible. And why not? Let's just go for it. Because I can play the Zola, I can get a copy back to hand. And we're getting these Lothar battle cries in. So we're hopefully disadvantaging our opponent here in terms of spell plays. Oh, it's still going. Gosh, these animations, they just feel a little bit delayed. And just get a 6/6 on the board, why not? And sure, another one. So we're back to having a good board presence again. We've played the Shudderwock, we've got those battle cries triggered. Say goodbye to their minion. Is this enough for lethal by any chance? No, not quite. So here we go. This is all going to feel like a bit of a mess here, because we've got these other minions on board that are returning to hand. But we've got a Shadowwock back as well. That's actually pretty decent. Right, they're gaining some armor too. Oh, we have the replication of the Shadowwock. And is that it? That's it. So I'm just going to play a 6/6. Sure. And sure. A 4/4. Right, finally the Scargill is going to do something useful. It's going to go face and hopefully get us the win. This has been a really, really fun game. And I think we've held our own against the Big Priest. I think that's been pretty impressive. A Big Priest playing Entomb. I feel like I've not seen that in quite some time. Is that a thing now? Do priests or Big Priests play Entomb? Is that a thing? Psychic Scream I remember, but Entomb? And let's not forget what they entombed. They entombed the Flurgle. So they have a Flurgle in their deck or maybe in their hand. And if they rage quit, the clock is ticking. Shouldn't the rope be burning at this point? The rope should absolutely be burning at this point, so something's gone wrong here. Has my client lagged out? Do I need to restart my client? Or should I just wait? I'm not entirely sure what to do here. If I restart, do I risk not getting a win for this game? I've clearly won it. Huh. You see, this I'm not used to. But there's no visual crash or freeze, right? Here we go. Let's see if we got our win. Come on. Give me the good news. You won your last ranked play game. Okay, thank you very much. So what triggered that? Did my opponent rage quitting trigger the rope not burning? Or was it just a bug in my client? Are you ready to fight? Next game. It's a Shaman. The Sphere of Sapience here is very, very attractive to keep. Not too bothered about the rest of it. What do we get? Okay. Snowfall Guardian and a bird. Sure.
I see you've brought guests.
Oh. So another deck with the Prince. This should be interesting. So it could very well be a mirror matchup. It could be a Shudderwock deck. In which case, I do like Blade Master. Yeah, that's a battle cry, so I'm assuming this has to be a Shudderwock deck now. Floating a mana there, with a slow turn of just hero powering. Feels bad, but there isn't much more we could do, I think. Oh, goodness gracious. That is scary. That is really, really scary. Can we deal with it? No, we can't. However, we can confuse them with Okani here. What do we go for? Minion? Okay. Could use reverse psychology here. Maybe they play a spell, thinking it's gonna be a spell I'm targeting to stop Blade Master being targeted, but no, it's a minion that we're targeting instead. Okay, that's good. 3 mana, what are you gonna do? Oh god, that's not good. Oh no! My Snowfall Guardian and my bird. Oh. Okay. Well, the bully is really, really good against a Shudderwock opponent. And getting that battle cry into the pool is also excellent. I haven't done any preemptive trading there. I'll let my opponent do the trading. And I'm also going to assume that they are playing just the Flurgle Toxfin combo alone. No other Murlocs. So, in my head, I need to remember that they've now probably got Flurgle Toxfin in hand and are ready to go with it whenever they feel it's right to trigger. I think all three of those cards on the board were potentially good candidates for Zola to get back to hand, but I think the Bully, just with the battle cry disrupting, is just really solid, really, really good. Although I think there would have been an argument for Okani as well, just to mess with our opponent, make them really think hard. That's annoying. That's interesting. I'm going to take it. Because now, I can look for Toxfin. No, no, and no. That's okay. We have time, I think. And should I have hero powered there? If they're just going to keep freezing the board again and again, I think I need space. Oh, I was wrong. I was wrong. They play other Murlocs. This is the mirror matchup. They play Scargill. Oh no. So this is what Scargill is good for. This is what I've been missing so far in all of my games. This is the true purpose of Scargill, to get all of those Murlocs onto the board on one turn. Ah dear. I don't quite know what I'm looking for here, but Grumble could be useful, maybe. Question is, what do I want to return back to hand? I think right now, I'm just playing stuff. And I'd forgotten about Hemet on the far left of my hand. I'd actually completely forgotten about him. Okay, so in conclusion, having played a couple of games where I've been able to utilize Hemet, oh goodness. Yeah, in conclusion, I was going to say Hemet is the real powerhouse of this deck because it brings you closer to the Shudderwock. But maybe it's not great if your opponent plays their Shudderwock first. And what is incredibly frustrating here is our Grumble has just got pulled onto the board. So return to hand shenanigans for our Shudderwock when we do play it are going to be a little bit more limited, unfortunately. Huh. Really? Another rat? Okay, that's fine. It's not worth hero powering at this point, I don't think. Just keep the board somewhat clear for our eventual Shudderwock play. And again! Oh. Look at my Mutanus, it's just a 4/4. Okay. There he is, but I want to play Lotheb this turn. I want this Lotheb Battlecry into the pool. So I'm not going to go for the Shudderwock. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to trade, clear the board. Yeah, I'm just going to play Lothab. I see you. We will draw into the Shudderwock
Nature waits for
on our next turn.
but me.
It's fine.
How long can this go on?
How long can this go on?
Armor.
Well,
Lightly used armor.
maybe for not much longer, hopefully. Because I'm about to draw into my Shudderwock.
Almost out of cards. A new trophy.
Now I realise I could Lightning Storm their board away, but I want to play the Shudderwock. And I want to play it now, rather than holding it in hand for another turn. Because the danger is that they pull it out onto the board again somehow, and then I'm really, really sad. So, not that this has done much, it's just 2 Shudderwocks on board. And both of them here are going to trigger to negate the spell. That's unfortunate. 2 Shudderwocks on board, and I cannot return them to hand. So I do feel somewhat disadvantaged now. But now is the time for the Lightning Storm. Could I have played this this last part of the game a little bit better? Probably. But I think I'm still going to be okay. Oh! Brukan for the potential save? Maybe? 2 damage. And taunts? Yeah. Okay. Alright, to the face we go. And that's enough to win the game. Okay. I didn't even count. Wow, what a game! In the end, I think it was Hemet that got us closer to our Shudderwock. And that sort of won us the game, I think. Alright, we've won the minimum number of games of the season, so I guess I don't need to play anymore for this season. But thank you very much for joining me, everyone. This was a really, really fun Shudderwock deck. Very, very different to the normal Shudderwock decks that I've played in the past. The decks that have utilised Flurgle and just Toxfin, so 2 Murlocs and 1 copy of Ice Fishing. This deck actually has 2 copies of Ice Fishing and the Ravager to draw more Murlocs. And a nice collection of Murlocs, including Scargill of all things. And I've yet to really find a way to utilise Scargill to get proper value from him, although my opponents seem to be using Scargill to good effect. I am a big fan though of the Twin Twin. Just for the replication effect, I think that's pretty cool. Although, having said that, I'm assuming Saronite Chain Gang is probably still just better. I mean, it's got Taunt on it. I guess having Taunt is helpful against aggro. And just running Flurgle Tox with 1 copy of Ice Fishing is probably still more efficient if you are really looking into drawing that board clear combo. After all, you've seen me in this video play Ice Fishing or play the Ravager and not draw the board clear combo, and that was actually quite frustrating. So despite all of the card draw for your Murlocs in this deck, if you still can't find Flurgle Tox, what's the point, I guess, is the question. So maybe I just need to go back to playing a normal Shudderwock Shaman deck with one copy of Ice Fishing. Maybe that's the way forward, but I'm sure the Shudderwock experts that I frequently engage with from the For Doomhammer Discord server will have a view on this. Nonetheless, Prince Renathal has been fun to play. 40 cards, 40 health is a pretty cool thing. I don't think it's game breaking. From my limited number of games that I've played so far, I don't think it's going to revolutionise the meta. But then I don't know enough about the meta. Keep in mind the very low rank that I've been playing at. I'm curious to see what things are like at the diamond rank, for example. For many years, my minimum target was to get Diamond 5, and occasionally I'd hit Legend. So I don't think I'm going to be going for that anytime soon. I'm enjoying playing Battlegrounds at the moment, so I think I will come back to Wild every once in a while when there is an interesting take on Shudderwock Shaman. I think that is going to be my schedule going forward, so there won't be videos every week like you were used to seeing before, or 2 videos or 3 videos a week. Instead, it will be a video every now and again when I see a Shudderwock deck that interests me. And on a positive note, spending less time editing videos, spending less time playing at my PC to record games, I think has been good for my eyes, and it's been good for the maintenance and the health of my eyes over the last few months. And I think as I get older now, this channel has been around for a good few years now, so as I get older, I am a hell of a lot more conscious of how tired my eyes can get after a long day at work, staring at a screen, and then staring at a screen again to play more Hearthstone. I am conscious of how challenging that can be for my eyes. And I think one nice thing about Battlegrounds is that I can engage with it on a far more casual basis. And so I can play a game, just leave it, go do something else. I can find that I can rest my eyes a lot more in between games, whereas with the ladder, I tend to find that there is this somewhat weird obsession to want to make progress, right? To want to gain stars, to move up the ladder, to get to that diamond rank. And so you'll play one game, and then another game, and then you'll just keep playing until you feel like you're making the progress you need, and you lose a few games. That's upsetting, so you feel like you need to play more to make up for the loss of progress. And so the ladder can just be, for me at least, if I'm really obsessing over it, it can just lead to me playing too many games for too long without a break. Whereas with Battlegrounds, I feel like I can just engage with it very casually, have some fun, and then just stop. So I think that's the schedule I'm going to keep going forward. So do expect occasional videos, just not frequent videos on a weekly basis. So, thank you very much for joining me, everyone. This has been a lot of fun today. I hope you enjoyed the content. I hope you enjoyed the deck. I hope you enjoyed the video. And I will see you all again at some point in the near future for more Wild Mode fun. But until next time, please stay safe. There's still a pandemic out there. Please look after yourselves. And as always, please be good to one another.